This is why I wore the headband with the curls out, man. I wanted to get on my Patrick Mahomes grind.
Right here.
As always, if this is your first time listening to the show, go ahead and like and subscribe to us over on YouTube. It helps us grow that channel, put out these videos every single day or close to every single day and get you on that. So obviously, we can't bury the lead here. This is why I wore the headband with the curls out, man. I wanted to get on my Patrick Mahomes grind.
Oh,
Patrick
that's what that is. That's what that is.
Patrick
Okay.
Mahomes inking a 10-year contract extension could be worth up to $503 million, going to average a lot of points through this, $45 million a year. The guy got paid. He had to beat me to it. I was hoping that my contract getting done with TFW was going to come out before this, but he broke the news first. And I'll have to wait, but I'm very confident that my deal will be a little bit larger than Patrick Mahomes. Johnny, first couple thoughts on this. Because a lot of the media is going like, oh, well, this kind of ruins the Chiefs dynasty. It just destroys the cap for them. But actually, I think he took a pretty team-friendly deal here by taking 10 years, right? You look at the first year, or this year, he's about $2 to $3 million, because this was an extension. It was on the back end of the contract he already had, and he was under contract for a couple more years. So this year, he's around $2 to $3 million. The year after, he'll have 25 to 27 million, somewhere in that range. You add those 2 years plus the 10 years at 45 million. But some of these incentives are actually a little bit, super team friendly. $25 million worth of the $503 million he would have to get by winning the MVP every year and going to the Super Bowl every year. That's not going to happen.
Hey, I don't know.
Do it.
Yeah.
If anybody could do it, it would probably be Patrick Mahomes. Only $140 million of this contract is guaranteed. So I think when you're starting to look at it, you're saying, yeah, he parlayed it into being a fatty contract and a record-breaking contract, but maybe not the best deal he could have got for himself.
Yeah, listen, a lot of people are going to, take that stance on it. Hey, you should have, they had, Deshaun Watson. They asked him if he would like a contract that, that long and that big, and he said no, I don't want that. He said I want a short contract for next one because I want to get paid again, and I can understand. I totally can understand where they come from. They want to get the most money that they could possibly. They only have one short-lived career. Let's be honest. Quarterbacks can extrapolate that out, but still, you never know. 10 years, like we were talking in the show notes of football, we don't know where football is going to be in 10 years. So, but the other side, let's be honest. Let's look at this. This is great. Not only for Pat Mahomes and his family, he doesn't have to worry about generations. We're not talking about chump change here. We're talking about $500 million that he could earn.
Yeah, that's
now
Billy with a B.
Yeah, and it's okay, I understand. The whole MVP, Super Bowl MVP, and things. So it knocks down. But still, let's say the guarantee is $140 million. Well, I don't think there's not one person on this podcast that wouldn't take $140 million over the next 60 years.
I'm counting on it.
Yeah,
I'm counting on it.
Yeah. So, people, I get it, but to what extent? At what point you say enough is enough? He loves it in Kansas City. He's in a great system for him. Now he's tied to them for a long time, so the fans could even get behind him even more. And then, just turning this to a fan. This is a fantasy show. This is great for fantasy people who have him on their fantasy rosters, because now they don't have to worry about, is my guy going to hold out? Is he going to not show up to camp? Also, the reason, and Pat Mahomes came out and said this, the reason he did this was saying, hey, I'm a good player, but I also realize I need good players around me to win Super Bowls and be an MVP. So he put that in his contract because he knows that, hey, I'm going to be making a little bit less, but it's going to be okay because I'm actually going to make more because I'm going to go to more Super Bowls and win more Super Bowl MVPs because I've got great teams around me, similar to what Tom Brady did. So,
well, I even heard, conflicting arguments that this deal was so massive that he was going to watch people like maybe Travis Kelce walk out the door when his contract's up or other players, and they were like, well, it's all these players that make Patrick Mahomes look good, and I double took. I was like, what the heck are you talking about? Patrick Mahomes, this is a guy who threw left-handed, throws the football out of a stadium. He's the basically human version.
He does it now, but in 20 years or in 15 years, he's going to be able to do that. I don't know, maybe. I mean,
we only need him to do
see.
it for 10 years, right? And I just got to say, as an Andy Reid fan, I am so excited. I have my best Tommy Bahama on this morning just to celebrate this.
I love it.
I love what this means for Andy Reid. I've always loved his coaching style, and I'm so excited that he has an offense that he can invest in for the long haul here. I mean, he's a coach in his 60s. We're going to see him in Kansas City for the next decade too. I'm really excited for what this means, just to have some certainty when it comes to such an uncertain outlook for the NFL in general. This is really
couldn't
exciting
happen
for me.
to a better guy, right? And Andy Reid, who's waited long to get that guy, get that ring, and he got it to him. And then he said, "Look, I trust you, coach. You're my coach. Let's go. Let's do this for 10 years."
Yeah, well, and a lot of people
fantastic.
have said that about Andy Reid, which is why they all love playing with him so much, is because he is a player's coach and he evolves with the time. He doesn't just stay stuck in his ways. So it's like, why not? Like, if you love your boss that much and he's willing to give you a pretty fat contract, it's like, oh, hey, I'm going to trust him. Why would I want to go anywhere else?
Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Whisperers podcast. You can hear more from John and Travis on Google Play, SoundCloud, and iTunes. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at TF Whisperers.